for getting up to shoot another module. Today we're learning how to hit finesse shots. So far we have learned power shots, meaning our full swing, right? So in power shots we wanted to make the golf ball effortlessly fast. Today I want you to have kind of the opposite kind of idea. We want to have the freedom to swing without fearing the golf ball is too fast. Because in finesse shots we need to have the freedom to swing. The ball must be slow around the greens, right? So finesse shots are anything around 20, 30 yards and in, right? So it's a complete different way of moving, obviously much slower, much less powerful, and a little bit of a different delivery of a golf club, okay? The first thing that we need to understand is what makes a golf ball slow and what makes it fast. It depends on how much loft you have on the club. Obviously there's power, how fast this club face is in space. Obviously there's, it matters if you hit the middle of the face, if you hit it on the outside of the face, the golf ball is slower as well. But it's for the sake of understanding different lofts. Depending on the loft, if you arrive in a moment of contact with the shaft neutral or slightly back, the golf ball will be significantly slower than it would be if the golf shaft is more leaning forward, okay? Okay, here's our setup. In short game, we want to have the ball in the middle of our stance, the shaft not leaning too much forward, not leaning too much back, right in the middle. And then we want to figure out how to hit the golf club. And then we want to figure out how to hit the golf ball in a way that in the moment of contact, the shaft is about neutral rather than leaning forward. Right, so if I were to arrive with my shaft leaning forward, the golf ball would be significantly faster. If the golf ball is more hit in this fashion, the golf ball is significantly slower. Do you mind if I demonstrate that real quick? In the middle of my stance, and I will deliver the golf shaft neutral. And you can see the golf ball pops up nicely and lands softly. On the next one, I will have the golf ball more back in my stance and arrive with my shaft a little bit more forward leaned. And you can see the golf ball is significantly faster. Now there's some shots in short game where that makes sense. Obviously if you want to run it more, but for most people we need to understand how to pop it up nicely and make it land softly like a butterfly with sore feet. And that's what we're going to learn now. So our first setup, our first understanding of this process is we're going to just learn the setup. Okay, so go into your position please. I want you to have narrow stance please. And our front foot, you guys' left foot, is flared a little bit open, please. Good. Regarding our side bend, you might remember in driving we have increased a little bit our side bend, right? In short game we get completely rid of that again, and in fact we almost want to tilt a little bit the other way if we can. Just hike your right shoulder up a little bit. Good. So golf ball in the middle of your stance. Perfect. Good. And before we hit golf balls, let's take these golf balls away for a little bit, for a second. I want you to swing the club, and just again, rule number one, hit the ground. So do a little bit of a mini golf swing version, the other way around. There you go, good. And just hit, always focus on just hitting the ground. Good, fantastic. Good. And the next step, what I'd like for you to do is swing the club parallel to the ground on the right, parallel to the ground on the left, and in between you make sure you contact the ground. Good. Right. Parallel to the ground here. Stand up again, it's like a mini golf swing. Perfect, good. So let's do the same thing one more time, but now with a little bit of a restriction of the wrist, because the wrist action, the wrist movement is very important in this shot. I'm gonna use M real quick as an example. You'll be fine. Take the club in your hand again, please. Perfect, good. So take the golf club to the right side one more time. Parallel to the ground, hit the ground, and parallel to the ground on the left. Just parallel. Perfect, awesome, good, awesome. Let's do the same thing one more time. Shaft parallel to the ground on the right and to left, but you're not allowed to use your hands anymore to travel to outside this box. But now you have to use your wrists. Good, use your wrists to the right. Good, but try not to touch it. And perfect, I love that. Try to hit the ground one more time. Use your wrists more. Good, perfect. Now do it with a little bit more speed. Good, and always hit the ground. Good, perfect. Spank the ground a little bit more. Love that, fantastic. So that's basically the start of our wrist action. Good. Let me help you one more time here. It's good, the backswing is really good. So set your wrists here, hit the ground and turn around with your hips. Perfect, that's our motion. One more time. Back, hit the ground and turn around this way. Good, now on your own please. Set your wrists, hit the ground and stand up. Beautiful. Just didn't hit the ground. It's almost like you can let the club face fall into the ground. You don't have to hit the ground, just let gravity be your friend and let the club fall into the ground. Perfect, good. Now, I'm going to put this golf ball here now. Good. Take a little bit of grass away. Now, I don't want you to hit the golf ball. I want you to literally just hit the ground again with the same motion, okay? Just hit the ground, wrist up, hit the ground. Perfect, there's your first little taste of a chip shot. Nicely done. Right away. That's good. See how it pops up? Yes, always to the right, the same amount to the right, same amount to the left. Okay. Let's do the practice swing one more time. Wrist action. Good, hit the ground. Beautiful, awesome. There you go. We'll get you a good lie again here. And again, use your wrists. Always hit the ground. The golf club face will do the job. Nice, perfect. And follow through. If you want to hit it further, all you do is swing a little bit longer. Or you take a club that's less lofted, right? So you have your sandwich right now has a 56 degrees of loft, your highest lofted club in the bag. You can use the same action, use a pitching wedge or 9-iron, and the golf ball will just run out a little bit more, right? Good, but that's a baseline short game shot. Very important to understand. A lot of people think we can't use our wrists, we just have to turn our shoulders, but the best players in the world use the wrists and they spank the ground every single time. And the goal is to have little shots and not fear that the golf ball is made effortlessly fast. I want you to have the freedom to swing so it just pops up. You can hit over bunker shots, stop it quickly. The next exercise is a kind of a 3-step exercise. I want you to do same setup again, golf shaft neutral, not too far forward, not too far back. What I want you to do is set your wrist to the right, return to where you started, and then from there you just stand up. And it's one of our first exercises that we did out in the sports field. We just point at the target, right? So one more time, set, return, stand up, point at the target. Okay, one more. Reset, return, point at the target. And the first 2 exercises, the wrist set and the return, is just coming just from the wrist. You see that? Hands are not traveling too far. Set, turn, stand up, and then you go and hit that shot. Okay? Wrist set, return, and up. Perfect. Good. Now in a fluid motion, please, without the ball yet. Wrist set, return, stand up. Good. Fluid all the way, no pause now. Wrist set, return, go. Perfect. Love it. All right. Let's hit that shot. Again, just hit the ground again. Don't focus about hitting the ball, just the ground. Hit set. Yeah, so that's a good question. Weight distribution has been indoctrinated that it has to be left at short game. But what's more important is how much side bend we have, right? So we have to understand the torso side bend to the right is more critical than where the weight is, right? So when you sort torso side bend to the right, it matches to lean the shaft forward to have a good contact. But if you have your torso to the more upright, you can keep your weight evenly distributed and that matches the shaft leaning more backwards. A lot of people are going to learn this and they will have good setup, right shoulders high, their shaft will be neutral, everything will be fine, but in the motion, they might do the following thing. I see it all the time. Luckily, the 2 of you have not done it. For you, unfortunately, we need to document that a little bit and talk about it, right? So a lot of people have good setup and then they don't trust that the club face will do the work and pop the ball up. So what they do is they think the golf ball sitting on the ground needs to fly over a bunker and fly pretty high. So what they do dynamically during the motion, they try to get behind and under and try to like kind of scoop it up. But you can see what they do is they add the side bend that is a no-no in short game. They add that dynamically. But luckily I have a drill shot for that. Lots of drill shots, yay! So here's what we're going to do. I want you to go in an imaginary balance beam stance, please. Everything is on a balance beam. The right foot is behind the left foot, or for left-handed golfers, the left foot is behind the right foot. The golf ball is on that balance beam. Okay, the hands are on the balance beam. And now if you decide to swing this club, right shoulder a little bit higher, turn. Good. Now if you decide to swing this club and lose balance to the right, you will fall over. All right, so if you add that side bend, that's a no-no during the motion, and you will fall over to the right. I always cheekily say, if you want to fall over to the left side. But just right now, just hit this chip shot again. Again, hit the ground, use your wrists, and then that's a wonderful way to learn how to chip. Perfect. Look at these. Nicely done. Yeah, very good bounce. So you can see these golf balls are not going far anymore. You have phenomenal touch and you just pop it up, right? So it's good for fast greens. But let's say we want to hit this a little bit further. How about the two of you do the same motion again, just swing a little bit longer and actually trust it that the golf ball will not fly into this clubhouse. All right. All right, Taryn, always hit the ground, swing a little bit harder, hit the ground. Perfect. Nice. And hit the ground. Nice, look at you, beautiful, and nice follow through. Well done. To your balance beam stance, shaft neutral, hands neutral, right shoulder high. Last thought is always hit the ground, spank that ground. Beautiful, nice and really good, fantastic. If you ever go onto a golf course and you start doing this, you will get some comments because it's something new. However, a lot of PGA Tour pros are now starting to get the stands a little bit more staggered back or closed rather than open, right? Here's the trick how you look also cool. It's important to look good too, right? Go into the balance beam stance one. Feel all your body angles, right? Where the shoulders are, where the hips are, etc., etc. So keep all those body angles, and all you're going to do is shuffle the shoe back to where you normally want it to have, right? But you keep the rest the same. Good, perfect. Good. Then there you go, and then swing freely again. Hit that ground. Nice, beautiful, awesome, good. And you have phenomenal form. You're going to be the lob shot queen, which means you can hit it as high as Phil Mickelson pretty soon. In other words, I'll give you a bit of a more confidence. Hit that ball. It's not going to go very far. All right. So as long as you hit the ground, you'll be fine. Hit it a little bit further, and hit the ground. Perfect. And follow through. Beautiful. It's a very, very functional form now. Love it. Good. So now in one fluid motion. There you go. All right, one fluid motion, always hit the ground and hit that ground, follow through. So that was okay. So we learned the basic form, right? We learned how to use our wrists. We learned how to hit the ground and stand up, follow through. And now let's make that whole thing precise. I've put down a little bit of a ball marker. You can use a coin, right? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up this coin in my short game setup, right shoulder high, shaft neutral. And as I'm swinging back, I'm trying to flatten that coin into the ground. Okay, so I'm not just going to hit it to the left onto the green. I want you to flatten that coin into the ground and follow through. All right, I'll do it one more time. Swing halfway back, flatten that coin, hit the ground. And then I'm going to take a golf ball. I'm going to pretend that coin is underneath the golf ball, not focusing on the golf ball again, just on flattening that coin, and the golf ball will pop up just like that. Always spank the ground. There you go, just like that. Go in, pretend the coin is there. Do the same thing, the golf ball will pop up nicely. Hit that coin, spank the coin, beautiful. That's all right. There you go. Ignore the ball, hit that coin. Beautiful chip shot. Look at your form. Sweet. Good. Just use much more speed. Just trust it. Yeah, just trust it. We use much more speed. Speed. Perfect. Yes. Heck yeah. Pretty good form. We need to understand how to control the distance, okay? Obviously, you want to make sure contact is good every single time. Let's assume it is 8 out of 10 times, right? So 2 things. You have to be coming up with your own method that you know exactly the golf ball sitting in the same spot every single time. If the golf ball by the slightest bit is too far in the back of your stance and your shaft is leaning 5 degrees forward, it will be exponentially faster. So the second thing that we need to understand is, and I recommend it in all of short game, you have to hold your ending position and observe the ball flight and then understand that amount of force led to X distance. Swing and hold, and then you observe the ball flight. And then because you held your ending position, you understand that led to that distance. Now, the second shot should then be a little bit shorter, right? Because I held my ending position, it was from here to here. I know now I'm just going to swing a little bit less. And you can see the golf was ever so slightly a little bit shorter, right? Because I held my ending position again, just a little bit less again. And then a little bit less. And the last one, a little bit less. Sits. Oh, that was good. As soon as you have like 7 out of 10 good chip shots, just organize your stance, your setup, control your shaft lean forward, and then you have a constant there, and all you do is hold your ending position. You will do this on your own. Well, that concludes our finesse module. Thank you again for coming out this early morning. Fortunately, it was warm enough. You guys did so wonderful chipping. That was some seriously good contact, and your last shot was very impressive. And we need exactly the last shot with actually a little bit more speed again to prepare the next module, which is greenside bunker shots. So this short game method using the wrist and spanking the ground will be the sand pretty soon, so I'll take you to the beach.